This is so cool. Hold on. Mm, 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 mm.
I'm supposed to be live. Let's go. All right, we live.
We
We
supposed.
live. Hello.
Hey,
Hey, everybody. We'll let this go through. See who's going to pop on tonight.
make sure you. I see if anybody can actually hear an echo because I don't want it to be echoing. If I have to put the headphones in, I will. But
Okay.
wait, you don't have headphones in, huh?
No, I don't.
Right.
All right, well, we'll see. I don't know if anybody's going to pop in tonight.
So you're listening to me through your speakers?
Yep. Hey, Tati. Hey, love. How are you, baby?
They said it's a small echo from me. Dang. Okay.
Hey, Tati. Let me know if you hear an echo, sweetie. I've got my very good friend Armand Wiggins with us from the Spirit Lounge and the Armand Wiggins Show.
Yes.
So Tati says she does not hear an echo, so that's good.
Okay.
So
Good. That
we're
might just be
literally
me.
doing a simulcast, and I know this is super late for my people. Armand's people are used to this. Um, I know you're always here, honey. So
Girl, we late over here too.
we'll see who's all gonna pop in. We just are really here. Both of us really have had kind of an interesting week. Hey, SR, greetings. So both of us have had a really interesting week, and I think we both just wanted to chill and talk and just talk about how we are coming through this and how we're coming through this very kind of aggressive energy. Hey, Janelle, I need to open up a whole nother thing. It sounds like he's too close to the mic. Okay.
Oh, so I'm too close to the mic?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh, I don't know how to fix that. Um, I'm very
You
far
know what? They're
away.
just used to me being a little bit further from the mic. It'll be okay. It'll be all right.
Okay.
So, Armand, so I just let's kind of open it up a little bit here, um, and just kind of chit chat about where do I begin? When I think just anybody, not just content creators. I don't want to just put it that way, but it feels like this week we've been challenged a lot.
Hmm.
Like people are just challenging us, our
Yeah.
beliefs, um, how our modus operandi, how we operate, um,
Hmm.
what we're about. It feels
Yeah.
like our very foundations are we're questioning, some are being challenged on our very foundations. I don't know if that's how you're feeling too, but I really just feel like this is it's almost an attack from some people at us foundationally. How do you feel the same way, or how has this energy been for you this week?
First, I would just like to say I'm loving this. This is giving me a whole nother idea, Lisa. Like this feels like we're doing a podcast right now. But anyways, um, this it's just been a crazy hectic week for me. Like we talk off camera. And so it's just like, there's moments where I'm calling you like, what am I supposed to do? Like a lot of people won't know. Like when shit hits the fan, like I'm calling you like, what am I supposed to do now? And it
Yeah.
just seems like no matter what I do, like I'm being.
Hold on. Talk, Armand.
Hello? You
There
can
you are.
oh no, I hear like this. Shh,
Oh, you
like
probably
somebody-
hear. Okay, so until the studio is ready, y'all, you might hear my heater come on because it's cold in Wisconsin. All right.
Oh, okay, okay,
So
okay,
my
okay,
furnace
okay.
just came on, y'all. So let y'all know. See,
Uh,
I paid my bills, so the heat came on. Okay, we don't have to worry about phones getting cut off, lights getting cut off, or the heat. Okay, just so we
mm,
all clear. That's why I take my butt to work.
okay, so that's what that is. I'm like, what's that sound?
Yeah.
No. but it just feels like, it's like I'm in this place where I couldn't win for losing, and it's like I feel like I'm in this place of defending myself and explaining myself, and it's like, and I almost feel like, I'm doing that where people know exactly. It's almost like for me, I'm in a situation where it's like, why am I even defending myself when people already know the truth, but they rather push just these negative narratives. So I'm just feeling very challenged this week, and I was just like, oh,
It
it's over.
is. It is, and you're hitting it on the head. So it is this negative, the negative narrative, and rather than coming and being positive about things, or coming and at least asking, well, what's your motivation? It's this very defensive, and I'm gonna say that it's defensive. We were talking about this last night, actually, on my show.
Mm-hmm.
It's this divine feminine defensiveness. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna call it out. Hey, Esther Marie, how y'all
But
doing? Hey, Sagittarius. It's this divine feminine narrative, this need to defend the divine feminine, and I feel and I understand now. If you guys remember, I'm gonna bring some astrology in here. If you're all right with that, Mr. Armand.
I love it. Let's talk about it.
Okay, we'll get into the planets. So if y'all remember last year, about this time or so, there was a huge move in the Me Too movement, right? We had the surviving R. Kelly. We had all of these things happening. Harvey Weinstein and other just like this deep sexual sin, right? That typically happens during Scorpio season, which we're about to enter. That typically happens when we have like Mercury transiting Scorpio, Venus transiting Scorpio, um, and sometimes with certain other planets. But it happens when the sun is getting there, and then all these other communication and love and interpersonal relationship planets hit. And it was kind of this dawn of this divine feminine, of
Okay.
really coming into an understanding of our femininity. The problem, though, I think, is we have swung so far in that direction that now the divine masculine is being emasculated. So anyone that comes up against this divine feminine narrative, comes up against this politically correct, we can't say certain things narrative, then you're automatically an op. Right, you are automatically a self hater, or a woman hater, a this
Mhm.
hater, a that hater, and rather than people just kind of owning their stuff and being willing to look at it. So it's this like we've got to cover it all up, and that's what I'm seeing. You have a very primarily female, you know, following, a female
Yeah.
subscribership.
Mm-hmm.
So are you kind of, I mean, does that kind of like vibe with you? Like it's almost like, this women power, black girl magic, but in a real bad. It's like black girl dark magic. Sometimes I don't. I'm gonna get drugged for that one. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
Here
You
they
can.
come. Here they come. So yes, it is this. So how are you handling this though? How are you handling this attack for just simply exposing the truth?
Girl, I don't know. That's part of it. I've been drinking. No, but seriously, I feel like I'm at this constant battle, and I'm just like, I don't know what this means. Like, and spiritually, I'm like, okay, I need a break. There was a point in time, I was just like tired. Like I just wanted to just do nothing because I was literally mentally, physically, and emotionally drained.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm trying to figure out, okay, what's the next, like, should I be fighting these battles or should I just be letting them come and should I just move on? Because it almost, when I tell you, it almost feels like I'm fighting devils, like literally demons.
Mm.
It feels like, and it doesn't feel like they're inner demons. It feels like these are other people's demons that are trying to attack me.
Mm.
It's
So
crazy.
let's go back to the astrology of it, right? I'm gonna keep going there, y'all. We're gonna get into some deep astrological truths or understandings. Um, so Scorpio is this kind of It's ruled by Pluto, the planet Pluto. So that's the seedy underworld, right? The god of the underworld. We also have Uranus transiting. Hey, Miss Heather. Hey, Quartz. Um, we also have Uranus, which is sudden change. But Uranus is also kind of like, it is this upper God kind of energy, this like this like higher self energy and this
Mm-hmm.
higher spiritual energy. It's in Taurus right now. I believe it's going to come out of retrograde soon. But it's literally saying all of these little foundational things and all of your how you've always done things, right? It's now
Mm-hmm.
time to shake it up. And so when we've got Uranus doing that, this energy of everything is changing, and so nobody knows which way we're supposed to go. We're also in this Pluto time where all the dark underbelly is
Mm.
being shown, right? Mercury is all about communication, um, intelligence, information. It is a messenger. Some people would say that it's the messenger of God, right? Because it circles the sun all the time and it
Uh-huh.
circles it fast and it's always delivering messages. It's always moving quickly. And so it's this like quick delivery of this deep down, deep seated ickiness that's there,
Mm-hmm.
this darkness, and people that are into the light and and exposing things for what they are, we're naturally going to be attacked because how
Mm-hmm.
dare we expose it? How dare we expose people's, I probably, it doesn't matter what I say right now. How dare we expose people's fuckery? Basically, is what's happening. How dare we call it out and call you out on your stuff? You know?
Mm.
So we're making them face it and we're having to face our own all at the same time.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like even in how we're dealing with things, you personally, me personally, we've had these conversations, is that you're almost seeing, well, there's this dark side of me, and I don't know how much I like it, and I don't know how
Right.
much I should feed it. What do I do with it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's that. Are we going to raise up to our higher purpose, or are we
Yeah.
going to kind of stay where we're at, and it's comfortable to stay in the dark?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Miss Raina. How are you, love? So okay, so staying. So let's kind of explore that because you are one that is actually, I mean, you've really stepped into your purpose in a great way. Like you took the chance. You dedicated yourself to your channel. You dedicated yourself to be the content creator, and now that's what you do full time. So
Yeah.
talk about that, especially right now where you're questioning this. Talk about this life purpose question. Like, where do I go from here? Talk about the thought process that goes into really investigating that. And
Oh, what you like? Okay. Oh, me.
you
Like,
personally,
um, to me, it's like I don't really know. It's more of one of those situations where I just want to just be the best me and just and figure out just be happy doing what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
And just enjoying it and making the best decisions that I know. Like we're growing every single day.
yes,
Um, for me, it's just one of those things that, I just want to like what I do and I just want to make make people happy so that the bigger picture for me is honestly financial freedom and to wake up every day doing something that I love to do honestly. And that's the life purpose for me, and really changing people's lives through entertainment.
so you touched on something right there. Is finding, well, what I got from that was this, is during this time, because I feel like we're all going through this darkness, this heaviness. I didn't even
Hmm.
want to come on earlier because I was just like, I'm so heavy from work. I'm so heavy
Yeah.
from everybody's crap. I'm just so
Like
heavy.
even when I called you earlier, you were just like you were doing something.
Hmm.
I don't want to say it because I don't really know, but you know what I mean? You were busy counseling and just taking a lot on. And
Right,
so you do a lot of that,
right,
and that's draining as well.
right.
And so I think the biggest thing is figuring out like how do we, maintain our spirits. Because, like you said, you didn't even want to come on.
Right. Right. I think as um, we're exiting Libra season. This is also a time, the leaves are changing, at least here. The leaves are
Hmm.
changing. We're coming into fall. We're coming in, and then soon we'll be in winter. We're in fall. We'll soon be in winter. And winter, is that cover where things basically die, right? Things die
Hmm.
off. We don't see signs of life. Life is still, okay, that's good. Life is still going, everybody. We have to remember life
Hmm.
is still happening. There is still life energy. It's just we don't see the signs of life.
Mm.
It's difficult when we can't see the signs of life. How
Hmm.
do we continue on when there's darkness all around us? Where do we find that light? And I think that's kind of why we wanted to come on tonight, because we're going through this all at the same time we're talking to you. This is literally just two friends talking about what in the world. How are we going to get through this? And for me right now, it's like there is just darkness and heaviness all around. I was telling you earlier that it seems like everybody's relationships, I usually don't do love. Y'all know I don't do the love questions.
I
Armand.
what
Oh,
I
what are you
messed.
doing? Oh,
Oh no, I tried to. I was just trying something out, but I didn't want to
okay.
cut you off. Yeah. So when you get a moment, click that and see if you can see my chat too. I'm just trying something because that's my chat link.
Oh,
So
it
let's see.
disappeared, baby.
Oh, it did.
It disappeared off my screen.
Oh, here, let me see if I could
Hold
send it
on,
to you
y'all.
and you can click it. Let's see if that'll work. And then maybe you can send me yours so I can see them over there too.
No, it didn't work.
Oh, don't worry. Oh, dang.
Maybe it's in another window. Okay, sorry about that. But where do we find that life, right? And I think really the key then for us is to recognize that that light is actually within. Heather says that it's just slowing down or dormant in the winter, and that's very true. And we need the dormancy, you guys. We cannot always be vibrant and full of life.
Mm-hmm.
That's exhausting. Okay, I was counseling somebody earlier today, a very close friend, and the relationship is just kind of like blowing up, right? And there were
Right.
some issues that happened, and the darkness that was felt there, and but I'm bringing him out, and then there's other people that have emailed me, and I'm helping to bring them out, and I'm bringing them out. Guys, we can't be on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We need the dormancy,
Mm-hmm.
right? We need the respite. We need the time. I made a joke last night and I was dead serious though. Some that my me losing my voice was actually my own personal like retrograde. It was my personal like God sitting my tail down. I
Mm-hmm.
needed to be sat down. I needed to find the light within.
Mm-hmm.
And during the winter, we really have to seek within and find our light within. And maybe that's the journey that we're on. It's like we're so used to being on for everybody else, Armand. And I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of people that are in both of our chats, I need to bring up your chat, but a lot of people that are in both of our chats are probably saying the same, that they feel the same way. We
Mm-hmm.
are giving people, just in general. That's why we're drawn to each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But where does the giving person finally find the time to replenish themselves?
Yes. Yes.
And maybe collectively the light workers are going through this dark, this dormancy. This, can you guys chill out for a minute and allow your soil to replenish, right? Allow your ground, the ground that you've put everything into, to
For me,
replenish.
I'm like it's at this point of like deciding what's next though, you know what I'm saying, like where do we go, like I feel like I'm in a place where there's an evolution that's supposed to take place, but really understanding what that looks like for me and, what that means. And so I think that's kind of the place where I'm at
Mm-hmm.
more so, like what's next and what's important. Um, I, you know what I mean?
Yes, but don't you think that you need some time? Like we're so used to move, 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 that sometimes we do need to say word breaks, right? So we're in this. Remember, we talked about Uranus transiting, right? And then we've also got the transit of Saturn in Capricorn. So Saturn is all about government, structure, social mores. That it's constraining. It's what you know. It's what I'm a Capricorn rising. So I'm the person that will come to you. You might be wanting to go to church in that miniskirt, and I'm gonna tell you, you probably need a little bit longer there. We don't need to
Right.
see everything that God gave you and all your grandchildren's. So I'm the social more, the constrictor kind of, conservative. And then we
Hmm.
also, hey, Miss Surrey, and then we also have Pluto in Capricorn transiting, and they're actually about to conjunct. So we have this transformative energy that's saying you need to transform your very basis, who you are. You have to
Hmm.
transform this, yet it's being constricted by this energy. So we really are kind of in the dark. Capricorn is a dark, right? It's kind of at the tail end. It's this
Yeah.
darker sign, this darker energy, and Pluto is kind of a dark energy anyway, because it's very internal. So really, right now we're feeling constrained. We want to grow. We want to change. Yet
Hmm.
we're being constrained because there are certain expectations of us,
Mm.
right? There's certain expectations other people have of us
Hmm. Hmm.
that's been given to us from little, and now we have them as adults. So we're really struggling with what does this transformation really look like? Like, what is this Uranus? I got to make a sudden change, and everything's changing around me, but I don't know what's on the other side of that change,
Hmm.
right? Like a lot of things, even for you lately, you've made some statements and done some things and done some very avant-garde, very cutting
Right.
edge. All of it for the truth,
Right.
right? You just said what other people were thinking. And
Yeah.
hello. But right, the result of that was you people did not expect you to do that. Their expectation of you was to be this certain way. And you didn't live
Hmm.
up to their expectations, but you got to live
Right.
up to your own expectations. You
Right.
got to be you.
Right.
Can we do that change and not know what's on the other side? Not know for sure what's on that other side,
Right. That's good.
right?
And sometimes it's like, sometimes it's hard to make those kind of changes and stuff,
It is.
especially not knowing.
It is. And to me, that's the very essence of being spirit led.
Yes.
When we get to that, when we can achieve the point where we're listening to our spirit, when we're hearing messages from God through our crown chakra, through we see it in our third eye, some of it. We maybe speak some of it out because we're just like, what do I do? What do I do? It's really good to have really good friends, right? And I
Right.
and I thank God for you and there's some people in this chat that thank God for everybody, but there's when you
Right.
have the real tight that person you could call and be like, dang, this is what's going on, and you don't really know what to say, but you got to speak it out. We're in this kind of, I think, as a collective, this Moses time in the desert before he goes back. You know me, I'm always going to go back to church, y'all. So before he goes back to Egypt, right, when he leaves and he's killed the Egyptian guard for beating an Israelite, he goes off into the desert and gets married and has kids and all this, and then he finally gets the call. God finally comes to him and begins to teach him how to do certain things. But he doesn't tell him. He tells him, I'm going to need you to go back so we can free the people. But he don't tell him all the stuff that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He can't. God can't show us everything. At some point, we just got to trust that our spirit is in connection and relationship with God, with the universe, with the Great Spirit, and that
Mm-hmm.
we just will trust that every step we take is the right one. And we don't have to know the end, the absolute process to the end, or in some cases, what the end is. I think that's a huge problem for us right now, right? You don't know where's it gonna end?
Right.
What are you gonna be, right? Um, I'm doing a whole lot of talking. I'm trying to let you talk too.
No,
Let
no,
me.
no. I'm just listening. That was the whole thing. I just kind of want to come out here and let's just really. There was no rhyme or reason for this. It just really was to just chill and just really talk about things that
Yeah.
we've been kind of going through and what's kind of going on. Like
Right.
even with me, even with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a bit of a story this week as well, and so
Yeah.
it's just it's been a crazy week.
It has been a crazy week, and I feel like we're gonna get through it. So Raina says, "I have to go through the change. I feel so pressured. I can't describe it. I get it.
Hmm.
I get it. A lot of us are going through literally life altering changes
Hmm.
because it's truth time. It is
Hmm.
literally truth time. It is like, my daddy would say, piss or get off the pot time. You gotta do what you gotta do. And we're finally at this point where we're like breaking out to live our truth, no matter what anybody else says. And can we find the courage to do that?
Hmm.
And it is a lot of pressure. It is a lot of pressure. And that's our physical being feeling this pressure because we're going into uncharted territory.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to read some of these comments here too. So Christy says she struggles with wanting to know everything. Christy, I get you, girl. I know everything. Everything. And sometimes in the readings, the answers I'm looking for don't come up. Spirit be like, nope. Exactly, because he can't tell you everything.
Hmm.
Tati says, my transformation has pushed me to a scary place. Baby, it is a scary place. It is
Keza
a,
said,
it's a scary place, isn't it, Armand?
yes. Keza says, I had to let go of a 20-year friendship today. It was toxic and I couldn't do it anymore. And it felt fucking great. Wow.
Okay, that's the beauty of it, right? Thank you, Keza. Hey, girl, hey. That's the beauty of it. Once we finally live our truth, as
Uh huh.
scary as it is to get there, and as difficult as our physical being says, I want to hold on to this so tightly because it's always been here. The minute we let it go, we're free. The minute we let it go, we are absolutely free. That's the beauty on the other side of the transformation.
Mm.
The beauty on the other side of the transformation. The beauty on the other side of the pressure cooker. It takes pressure to make diamonds. High pressure to make a diamond. It's a hot fire to refine gold. And when by the time you refine this big nugget that you see all these gold specks in, and you throw it in the refiner's fire, and you get out, the smelt and all the other stuff, right? You end up with this tiny little nugget. The darn big could have been a big boulder, and you end up with this tiny little nugget of gold, but it's pure and it's true
Hmm.
and it's valuable.
Hmm.
That's what we're going through. This pressure cooker of that, going through a refiner's fire of that. Are you really going to live your truth? Are you really going to follow it no matter what? No matter where it takes you, no matter how scared your physical being gets, can you get there?
Mm. That was good.
Raina, thank you so much for being open about the needing to know everything. Sometimes you just have to trust that everything is going to be okay. Sometimes the change is for the best. Yes. Sagittarius says, take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Dr. Martin Luther King. That is an amazing quote. I'm going to say that one again. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step.
Spirit Reed says, I've been using a lot of uncrossing incense. I feel like negative entities are coming from me. I won't allow it.
So very good that you're using the uncrossing incense. I want you to take it to the next step if you could. And by the way, anybody can ask questions. As you see, we're just free flowing it tonight.
Yeah.
I want you to take it to the next step. I want us to get to the meditative state. And my people are sick of hearing me talk about meditation. But I'm telling you, that is the true way you get your chakras aligned, you strengthen your spirit, is
Yes.
by going into meditation. Meditation quiets your third dimensional mind and allows you to finally get used to hearing the small, still voice of your spirit, your true self. Because all this crap that we hear all day in our own head, have y'all ever had a thought about, you know, I mean, every once in a while I have a thought about, I want to kick somebody's butt. And I'd be like, now where did that come from? Or I just think a thing and you're like, that's not really me. Where did that thought come from?
Hmm.
That's the third dimensional mind. That's like having that ego that's having these thoughts that really aren't our true thoughts. That first mind, right? When, our mothers, our fathers, our grandmothers used to tell us to follow your first mind. That's your spirit talking to you. That's your
Hmm.
instinct, your intuition. So back to this uncrossing and protection from others, from spirits. So really get into that meditative, like, communication, so that your own chakras can be aligned, your own aura can be strengthened, and don't feel like you're crazy for for calling on the angels and setting a hedge of protection around you. You have to understand, we are stronger, we are more powerful than any dark entity that tries to come upon us.
Hmm.
We are more powerful than those dark entities. Okay? That in that hierarchy. So there's no need to fear them because they're on the outside looking in, trying to take us off our path, trying to get us to go a different way. And if dark entities are trying to come at you, that means you're a powerful light.
Yes, let me chime in on that
Go
because
ahead, baby.
Misty the Beauty Diva said, since I started going into my spiritual journey, a lot of things have been coming up. I realize I have mental health slash depression like issues, but I'm scared that medications will alter my third eye. So I'll tell you, even from personal experience with myself, me understanding kind of like who I am, and as I'm starting to transcend into different levels, I'm literally being faced with, it's like a video game almost. I'm literally being faced with like different levels of like darkness that I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to like get through. Like the more spiritually inclined I get, the more evil. That's why I kept saying like, and people look at me crazy when I say I feel like I'm fighting devils because I literally feel like people's negative spirits, like these demons, are coming for me because I'm actually being awakened into my greater purpose, and that's different for all of us. But you still will have to go through these different levels of darkness. Unfortunately, it's so weird though, because you think, oh, well, I'm getting more spiritual, so everything starts to get better and clear and happy. No, that's just the beginning. You actually get tested more than ever. And then you also get tested right before you're about to hit the next level. And so maybe I'm even speaking to myself right now. And so it's just you got to make sure you pass the test though, because there is
Yes.
light at the end of the tunnel. There is light at the end of the tunnel. However, the higher you go, the stronger and the harder it gets through these different fights.
Yes. Yes. And that's because you're going through a purification process. So remember that each devil that comes against you, so to speak, okay, guys, don't get hung up on the terminology.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want anybody to get hung up on that. But as you're going through each step, it's really a moment to illuminate to you what you need to have, what needs to be fixed, or what needs to be healed within you.
Within you,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm learning, even with myself, I'm seeing issues within me like, okay, I need to fix this in order to get here. Because these things, these challenges that are coming upon me are really causing me to look inside myself and see how am I reacting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you something else, Nene baby. I do see your question. We'll get to that in a moment. Um, how you react tells you if it still bothers you and it's still injury that needs to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to deal with why a few months ago. Why am I
Okay.
still reacting when I feel like people are disrespecting me or don't give me, when they don't give me the they don't they, like at work, right? Like they're not really like seeing me for who I am.
Right.
And I'm like, why does that still bother me?
Uh-huh.
And I had to recognize that's my own insecurities. I know who
Mm-hmm.
I am. I know I'm a boss. Okay?
Right.
I don't need the title to be a boss. I'm a boss no matter what. And
Right.
so I needed to deal with my own insecurities,
Right.
okay, about that. And how I had to deal with, do I love this part of myself? Do I always, I'm still dealing with the need for achievement and
Uh-huh.
validating who I am based on my achievements.
Mm-hmm.
That's some real talk stuff. And so we deal with that, right? When you get hit by something and it really like hits you hard, that's something you got to deal with. That's
Hmm.
something within you. Because other
Mm-hmm.
people should not be able to make you go to that place.
Right.
I'm going to put it just in black folks' terms. Other people shouldn't be able to take you there. So why can they take you there? What is it hidden in you that still needs to be healed, that you're not only just attracting that energy, but you're internalizing it? And now you
Mm-hmm.
got to you got to clap back. So each step that we go through is so that we can become more self-partnered, more whole, more healed, and just be the best person that there are lessons and that we need to learn, and we can be the best person that we were meant to be, right?
Oh,
Hey, Giggle Glimmer. Let me take one more
okay. Go
from
ahead.
here.
No, go ahead. I just want to grab one of these. I just
Go
grabbed
ahead.
something from
Go
energy
ahead.
deck. No, no. Take the question because I'm about to read this and see because I just pulled something. I want to see what it was going to say while you was reading the
Oh,
question.
okay. So Nini asked, "How do you know which chakras need to be aligned?"
That's a good question.
That is a very good question. I wonder if I have that somewhere accessible. So we talk a lot about the chakras and stuff like that. Um, let me see if I can pull this up. So there's a chakra. Let me go by from bottom up. Your root chakra, okay, at the base of your spine. I wished I had the other screen. I could pull this up so y'all could see it.
I'm about to
The
try something, but don't mind me.
That's okay, darling. Your root chakra is at the base of your spine, right? That is your very foundation. That's like this primal, right? So if you and that has a lot to do with like family structure and things like that too. So if you are always not feeling safe, or you are always not feeling in any relationship that it is stable, if you feel your own level of instability just within yourself, you just kind of go by whichever wind. If you're feeling ungrounded, that's a root chakra issue. And I'm being very simplistic right now. The next chakra up, chakra number 2, is your sacral chakra. That's where your reproductive organs are. That is the seat of creativity. That is the seat of birthing, whether you're a man or a woman, because there's divine feminine, divine masculine in all of us, okay? So that's the seat of birthing. That's the seat of sexual desire, relationships. That's a big seat of self esteem in regard to how you view your body and relationships, how you love and how you receive love, right? Again, the reproductive organ area. So if you're having issues um, in that those sort of areas, you're always choosing the wrong friends, always choosing the wrong man, always, your creativity is blocked, that sort of thing. That's when your sacral chakra needs some work. Um, your solar plexus is the next one. It's like right up, right underneath, kind of like your at the top, like your abdomen, if you will. That's your power chakra. Okay, so if you are feeling powerless, like nobody, like you just have no power of anything, right? Like you can't really make decisions, that sort of thing, or no one's really like paying, like you just don't know which way, like you feel like your intuition is off, or your gut. That's your fight or flight. Okay, that area. So if you're feeling that powerless area, that also is kind of the seat of money too, in a sense sometimes. Then that's a chakra that needs to be worked on. Your heart chakra, so those are your lower three chakras. So when I tell somebody get grounded, I mean deal with those lower three chakras. Those are like the physical primal chakras. Your heart chakra literally is right here. Your heart chakra is chakra number 4. It's at the gateway between the upper three. It's considered an upper chakra and the lower three. The heart is literally the seat of your emotions. Um, it is your strongest electromagnetic field. It is the what allows the flow of energy from below up and from up down. So if there's a lot of heartbreak, like people can suffer from literally a broken heart. If there's a lot of heartbreak and that sort of thing, that can happen. That's when your heart chakra. Or if you put other people before yourself all the time, your heart chakra has got some issues. We got to deal with that. The next one's your throat chakra. So if you don't feel like you're heard, if you don't feel like you can speak your mind, you can't speak your truth, that sort of thing, your throat chakra's blocked. Your
Mm.
third eye chakra, your sixth chakra, literally your pineal gland. It is literally right here in between your two natural eyes. Your two natural eyes, you have a spiritual eye. Um, if you can't find direction, if you don't trust your decision making process, if you just that's also kind of the seat of the spiritual wisdom or intellect, right? If you don't have any of that, that could be third eye issues, right? And then your crown, of course, some people say they don't feel connected to their higher power, to God, to the universe. So your crown chakra is literally at the crown of your head. When babies are born, their crown is still open. You are still so open to hearing from spirit. And then over time, the bone comes across and seals that off to protect it. So if your crown chakra is blocked, it's like you can't hear messages, you can't hear, you just don't, you feel very disconnected. And so that's when it needs to be opened. So sometimes people say alignment. I tend to say healing, or when I say alignment, there's usually a blockage in something, and energy, universal life force, is not flowing properly through it.
What does that mean when your third eye, though, is hurting when you meditate? That was a question in the chat. Someone said that their third eye kind of hurts when they meditate.
I would go back to see how your third eye has been opened. In other words, sometimes people do meditations and listen to certain things um, to open their third eye. And there is a point where if you're not used to just being spirit led and seeing spiritually all the time, you can end up kind of opening it up too much, where it can kind of hurt. I would also say there potentially is some sort of a blockage there as well.
Mhm.
So what I would, in my meditative time, then I would kind of just consciously close. I would kind of close that third eye, and
Mhm.
then there's some great mantras out there about that help you with strengthening your third eye. Um, so it can also be that your natural mind is not quieted enough. So there's
Mhm.
messages trying to get in, but your natural mind is saying, it's crazy, you're nuts. So it's not really letting it in. So there's this fight, this push and pull. So I would look at two things. I would kind of probably close that third eye a little bit and don't like let it be like kind of wide open. You can literally close it, and just kind of gently, gradually open it more so you can see more.
Yes. People are loving the chat. We almost have about 50 people in the chat right now, so that's pretty good. Thank you guys all for coming in and just kind of chilling with us today.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys. I only have 14 over here.
Should we open up some of the lines, or do you still want to just kind of talk amongst us?
Well, I've got another couple of questions, and then maybe we can open up the
Okay.
lines. I could put it over here too. So Heather asks, what is the goal then? If someone is insulting or mean to us, is our goal to let it slide off our back? What about
Mm,
protecting our reputations? I'm just wondering what a healthy balance is. Okay.
that's
Wow.
good.
That's a good question. This is going to sound really super callous. So yes, there's a level of protecting the reputation, but I would first seek to see why does that insult hurt us? Because people could say a lot of different things about me. There's very few things. I've had recently someone question my spirituality and the direction of this channel. That bugged me. That 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 one got me. I had to then know seek really why. Why did it bother me? And kind of go within and realize it bothered me because I hadn't really come out and said this is what we're transforming to. So
Hmm.
that was on me, right? But then partially on them. So if they're insulting you, just first of all, does it bother you? Okay. Second of all, and I'm assuming this is probably a narcissist. Let us understand narcissists are going to do what narcissists are going to do. And anybody that's going to believe something about you don't really know you and you don't need to know them. Okay? That's really, at the end of the day, how I had to end up looking at it when I was getting rid of my narc.
Mm.
They are, Armand, we were just talking about this. They
Yeah, we
are
were.
real good at making you look cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And like you're the one that's just like attacking them. And they're always the victim, right? And they're real
Hmm.
good at trying to ruin your reputation when you don't come back to them when they try to do the little love bombing. Here, I'm going to help you. Here, I'm here for you, right? They're real good at that because they don't like to be denied. They don't like rejection.
Hmm.
But anybody that's going to believe that, if it's not true, anybody that's going to believe an untruth about you, okay, you got to be so self partnered and like, have such self esteem and know yourself so well that it just doesn't matter what y'all say about me. It really
That's
doesn't.
very hard, though.
It
That's very
is.
hard. That's very hard. That's very hard.
No, I didn't say it was
Like,
easy.
no, no, that's probably you know what I mean because me personally, I deal with that on a daily basis,
Yeah.
and it's easy for it's a lot easier said than done when it's like, and then but it's almost crazy when the person telling the lies is very knows that it's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
It's different from a person just repeating something that they heard that's a lie. That's easier to let go because you're like, well, this person has been misinformed. But
Mm-hmm.
a person that is fueling the lie and they know they're fueling a lie and people are believing it, that's the part where you were like, hold on, you got me fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's one of the hardest things for me because it's like, I don't go out of my way to put lies on people. I just don't. I don't go out of my way to, you know, talk about the lowest parts of people, the lowest vibrating parts of people's soul. That's not what
Correct.
I do. But it seems as though that there are so many people in this world when they start to see that you're vibrating higher in whatever it is that you're doing, they come out and it's like, how am I supposed to deal with this?
It's almost you all again. It's like you have to gray rock it. You have to ignore it. You can't give it energy. What we give our attention to grows. It expands.
Right.
So as hard as in the physical realm, third dimensionally, when people talk about me like a dog, do I want to clap back? Oh my God, yes.
Right.
And there was a day many moons ago when I was in my 20s that I was clapback queen. Y'all look at me now and you be like, oh, you're such a nice person. No, people were scared of me because I had a lethal tongue. I would
Yeah.
cut your ass up, stem to stern. Don't get at
Yeah.
me. I had to, but that was me feeling like I needed to defend, defend, defend. And at some point, it took too much gosh darn energy to keep defending myself. It just takes so much energy. You know what? I'm gonna let you do you over there. I'm gonna let you do you. I'm not gonna give it attention. I'm not gonna give it life because the more life energy we give it, the bigger it grows, and then it won't. It doesn't stop. There is no end. It grows like a wildfire.
I'll give you an example. So, I'll make it kind of public. So, on my platform, we get super chats and thing. And so a guy, super chatted me $500. And so there's literally a narrative going out that, you know, I had to have super chatted myself to try to manipulate my subscribers into sending me more money. Like I'm trying to scam people out of money. Like literally, so now people can't even feel like they're giving to something legitimate. Now they got to feel like they're being scammed or manipulated into giving because there's people putting out that I almost use like this propaganda to try to get money out of people. It's crazy.
It is, but if anybody watching my chat right now would like to super chat me $500, I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna cry. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. You know, I got to make it a little light. Um, yes, it's crazy, but okay. Do you hear how crazy that sounds?
Like, doesn't that sound fucking ridiculous?
Exactly. Who in God's name would sit there? Let's just think about this logically. Everybody by now knows that YouTube takes 30% of the super chat. So you're going to take 500 of your own dollars that probably came from a super chat already that they already took 30% of. Because YouTube takes 30% of everything off top, our ad revenue, everything. Our memberships, you know, mine has a platform large enough to have memberships. 30% of everything. So you gonna take $500 that you already paid 30% on, and you gonna post it up there, and then take another 30% off to gain what? How are you making money on that proposition?
How?
A, B, like I said to you earlier, you know, I would just spin it around and be like, well, hey, you know, I guess I got it like that. Too bad you don't.
Right.
So again, at some point, as infuriating as it is, and as stupid and crazy as it is, when we're dealing with narcissistic people or people who are under the spell of a
Uh,
narcissist.
I'm just going to take it to the next level. You being
Oh,
nice. I'm going to just say, personally, what I've been dealing with, this to me is black people. A lot of black people are I'm getting a lot of that envious, that jealous, that negative, that demonic energy from black people. Not my Hispanic followers, not my white followers. It's the black people. My other races, they are uplifting. They write me daily messages. They're inspiring me. They're helping nourish my freaking soul. And I notice some of the people that bring me down the most are black people in everyday life. It's so crazy to me.
so for my white folks and Latinos and Latinas, so we're gonna have a family discussion here. Y'all welcome to stay, but this is gonna be a little bit of a family discussion then. We'll get back to some of the other ones in just a minute, to the questions. So the family discussion here. So family, can we speak?
Yeah, we have to get into some things, Lisa.
So we gonna let's just talk family. Listen, there is all this residual spiritual DNA stuff that's been programmed in us from when we were sold and then brought here that we are still holding on to now.
Mm-hmm.
And very interestingly, I don't know if you heard this, Kanye West made a comment during his Sunday service where he was like, basically that slavery or that type of oppression.
Was a choice.
Yes, we'll get to that another time. That's another whole thing.
Okay, okay.
But this Sunday, what he said is basically it's coming again. The oppression is already here. Are we going to get caught standing in the same place we were the first time it all happened?
Mm.
Now, a lot of people are like, whoa, whoa, pimp, what are you saying? I get what he's saying. Because so what we do is we stay in this mentality of you're doing better, so you the house Negro, you the
Right.
sellout, oh you think you better than us, you the bougie one, you this, you that, they can't be happy for us. Instead, they got to try to tear us down because they don't know how to or they're too scared to get to the same place and get the same bag we got. I didn't get any different bag than anybody else. Could have got the same bag I got. I took the same insurance test that everybody else take. I made myself a career the same way. So why is it, my brothers and sisters, when I say, hey, boo, let's do this. Look, you need a job. Let me tell you, I'm going to help you study, you pass your test, get into this Medicare thing, do your thing, chicken wing, do it. You can get the bag too.
Right.
They don't want to do that. I would see people come in all the time and like, you got what it takes to really make a career and rise. And instead, you want to stay where you're at because it's comfortable and this is what you know instead of being willing to excel. So the problem is the jealousy. Why are we always seeking to tear each other down? Because we have been taught from 400, 500 years ago that we had to turn on each other, right?
Mm.
We had to turn
Wow.
on each other. This is why we keep our kids quiet and we keep our kids a certain way because our kids couldn't grow, our kids couldn't show a certain level of intelligence or anything like that because if we did, then those children were stolen from us and sold somewhere else. We couldn't
Mm.
show that we had too much love for our mate because if we did, then either we as black women were raped, which we were anyway, and or that black man then was removed from the family structure because if you have the family together, then you have strength. If you have the divine masculine in order, you have strength.
Mm-hmm.
These are all things we think about subconsciously and we don't recognize this is what we're doing to ourselves. So we seek to tear each other down because that's how we've been taught from day one. And we don't recognize it. And we're still taught that today. We are still shown that who's highlighted, hip hop ratchet artists.
Right.
Now, not all hip hop artists are ratchet, but there's a reason why Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta,
Mm.
Hollywood, New York, Timbuktu is big. There's a reason why the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Potomac are more ratchet than the Real Housewives of the OC in Dallas. That's what we want to see. We want to see us tear each other down all the time. That's
Mm-hmm.
glorified. Okay? But then when the Nipsey Hustles of the world come out of that life that we're basically forced into in a lot of ways because we don't have the education, we don't have the home ownership. One of the worst things, that this is going to be very controversial. I can't believe we're saying this right now, but one of the most controversial and worst things that happened to the black community was desegregation, was assimilation, because that took the talented 10th, that took the doctors, the lawyers, the nurses, the business owners out of the neighborhood, moved us into the white neighborhoods and away from the urban areas. So now what do these kids see? It took the homeowners away. It took, like that solid taxpayer money away,
Mm-hmm.
where that's how you get better schools, right? Because you have property taxpayers in the school district owning homes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really getting deep, Armand. You sent me here.
Yeah, let's
Um,
get it.
but you see what I'm saying? Like all of that. So we got to look back 30, 40, 50 years to see why we're at where we're at right now. So they're tearing you down because you're at a place that they aspire to get to, but they're either too scared or too whatever to get there. And
Yeah.
rather than admit their own fallacies and their own fears and their own lack of self esteem, they would rather tear you down to make themselves feel better.
Wow. That was deep.
Who knew we would talk about race relations in America tonight?
But my thing is this, okay, and see, this is where people get mad at me because it's like, okay, so at what point, while all of that is true, what point do we stop relying on the oppressed history to be an excuse and a crutch for us to keep doing dumb shit to each other? You know what I mean? I feel like
Yes.
everything that you said is in fact true, but I feel like some people will take that and use that as a weapon to continue to be that way instead of lifting up their one another, you know?
Yes, I do think that there is a much larger movement now to stop that cycle. But it's going to take a lot to change the masses.
Hmm.
There's some other YouTubers, and I mean, I don't know if you care, but there's some other YouTubers that are in that sector, right? And of Black empowerment.
Hmm.
And one lady, I absolutely love her. I'm not going to say her name here, but I absolutely love her. She's doing some fantastic things, grassroots,
Hmm.
and she's really speaking, real, true wokeness, not the
Yeah.
fake wokeness, because the fake wokeness is still listening to certain political parties, and every 4 years, folks come to our churches and say we're going to do so much for you, and they don't do jack doodly squat. And so, I'm tired. Stop singing me this song. When are you really going to do something? That's
Hmm.
another discussion for another day. But when we decide finally that we understand that we have the power within ourselves to do and to be the business owner and to be the YouTube creator and to be the spiritual leader and to do this independent of what anybody else thinks and rise up in our own power, that's
Hmm.
when we'll get there. Hopefully what we can do is, I mentioned this last night on my live. We need mothers and grandmothers and aunties and daddies and uncles and grandfathers to teach.
Hmm.
We got to reach back. It's my responsibility to reach back to your generation and generations, the younger generation, and say, hey, we ain't got to do it this way.
Hmm.
We ain't got to do it this way. I'm not throwing no shade on you, but we don't have to do it this way. My generation might be lost to an extent. Hopefully, more of us wake up. But it's not necessarily an excuse to me. This is the reality. How do we then change the reality? How do we overcome the darkness with the light?
Hmm.
That's really where we're at. How can we change the mindset? And I will not kid you, sometimes it is absolutely infuriating. I've been fighting this battle for many years. It is
Hmm.
absolutely infuriating that I still am not black enough for most black folks. Okay. What does that exactly mean?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but we're getting there, Armand. It's not that I'm allowing the excuse, but we got to be able to stand up and say, like last week when we were talking, when folks were all over you about the OG stuff,
Oh God, yes.
and I'm like, when are we gonna stop with the struggle Olympics? I don't. Okay, fine. I got to struggle. You got to struggle. I have Latinas in here that got a different struggle. I got white folks on here that weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They got their own struggle. Poor white folks got a struggle too, y'all. Now it might be a
But you
little bit
know
easier
what?
for them to get out of it, but I mean they still got a struggle.
And see, this is probably me just keeping it too real again. I'm about to take it another step deeper. I just, even with that OG situation, I kind of felt like it was more blown out of proportion because I'm a gay man.
Mm-hmm.
And
So right.
I still think that as much as women and gay men work well together, um, there's this thing between black women and black gay men that just I personally feel like a lot of black women do not really like black gay men completely. Like not all of them, but for you to get that easily offended, to me, it feels as like if this was another man or if this was another woman, it would be okay. But because it was gay man, it was like, how dare you?
I'm gonna tell you where that comes from too. I would say this is my opinion. This is thus saith Lisa. This ain't canon. Um, for me as a black woman, and we've had this discussion as well. When now my white folks, please don't get offended by anything I'm about to say. Please don't. But when white women want to come to me and be like, join our struggle,
Right.
your struggle ain't. You come to me when you want the movement. You come to me when you want stuff to shake up. Now, back in the day, so I'm gonna give you a little history, right? Back in the day when you know it was finally starting to become accepted, socially accepted to be gay in America. I vividly remember my father saying on numerous occasions, they want us, now this is mainly white gays, right? They
Hmm.
want us to join their fight and say this is a civil rights issue. And not just real. I would say probably a lot of us and maybe other people still think that being gay is a choice. So
Hmm.
if that's the thought process you have, that now why anyone would choose this life of a gay
Right.
man or a gay woman, I don't know. I mean, that's
Yes.
beyond my comprehension.
But
Please
I'm
tell
with
me.
you. I'm with you. I know where you're going. That's exactly what it is. But continue. Keep going because
Yep.
that's where we're headed.
Right.
It's that mentality that this is a choice.
Yes.
That's where it stems from.
Yes. So so you have now some black women who will say, well, you don't face the same things I face. And
Mm,
because let's be real, right now, to be gay or to be trans is in fashion.
to a certain degree, yes.
It's in fashion right now. And it's cool. It's cool to be gay. It's cool to be this,
Yes.
cool to be bi.
Right.
So now we look at this like, damn, we got left up behind again. Like I can't say nothing. It's funny that you can't even say nothing, but I definitely can't come out here and say something against a trans or a trans person or a gay person or a lesbian person and it not be like met with mass vitriol. Even if I'm just saying this person is messy,
Yeah.
you can't talk about da da da, right? So let's go back to the black women. So we see you saying these things. How dare you? Don't you know this is we've had all these issues. We're back to the struggle Olympics. Your
Hmm.
fight ain't my fight. You chose to be this way. I was born this way.
Hmm.
And so it's like, how dare you speak on us, right? How dare you speak on us? Yet, you're the same gay black man that we'll have as our gay best friend
Hmm.
and kiki with and do all that with, right? It's cool then, but don't say nothing out the way, right? How
And
we
that's
feel
not
is out the
fair.
way.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. At least we got 60 people in the chat. Welcome, everybody.
Hi,
Welcome.
everybody.
Some things.
Hello.
Yeah.
Tati says it's trending. It's not in fashion. Um, well, what is fashion though, baby? Fashion is trends. And I say that, I don't say that flippantly or to be disrespectful in any way. I've just lived long enough to see these things happen. It's always in fashion and always trendy for certain people to be culture vultures and take from us on every step of the way. And in this kind of social justice warrior period that we're in, where where people are being felt made to censor themselves, on every level. You got to censor yourself. You can't say that lest you offend somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now, can we just have an honest conversation? So I feel like sometimes some people come out and they pretend. Okay, I shouldn't say pretend. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say that shit because you know what? Like Miley Cyrus, little punk ass. Okay, so here she's married to old boy, the Hemsworth kid, and then now she wants to be running around with this girl so she could break up with the kid. But she really not lesbian. But it was cool for you to be kissing on this girl all this time, and you got yourself trending on Twitter
Right.
and Instagram, and now she back with a dude. Come on now. To me, this is what I don't like is we use other people's actual sexuality as a
Mm-hmm.
trending and a topic. So that's why I say that it's in vogue, it's in fashion. All of a sudden, everybody came out gay. All of a sudden, every white person came out gay. Now, black folks, we ain't caught up with that because we still not with it. Can we be real about that? Black folks, we not really with it, by and large. I personally don't feel that black culture is accepting of gay and lesbians as we should be.
Lisa,
Personally, yes.
okay, so I need you to do this right now. Um, can you pull up a window on YouTube and go to my video?
Yep.
Okay, pull that up. This is going to help us. I don't feel like we've ever done this, and you probably knew to do this, but this is so easy. Click the video and then mute it. What's going on, everybody? Oh, I can see yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Now, do
I've
you see
got you.
my chat on the right hand side?
Yep. I see your chat.
So click the three little bars in the corner, the
Yep.
little dots, and pop out chat.
Okay. Then I can watch yours and mine at the same time.
Yes, and you can pop yours out too and put them side by side. You can
All
resize
right.
it to your liking. So now you got it both, so you
Yep.
can see.
I got it. Hey,
Okay.
Miss Vanessa Rogers. I didn't see you, honey. Christy, no, she's not back with him, child. She back with somebody. She with somebody else. Okay. Hey, Rio, baby, how you doing? All right. Armand, I didn't even do my little spiel here. Hey guys, so I'm really glad y'all are here. Like this is kind of
Yeah.
cool. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
I am really enjoying this.
This is really cool. Like I'm glad that we were able to talk about it kind of over here on this platform and really kind of get into some things over here because I like these kind of discussions. And you know what? I think I might have to introduce this on the other platform as well because these are some good talks.
Yeah,
Um,
they are.
but I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that about Miley Cyrus. I really don't really get into her, but I just thought it was interesting going back to like the black women and black people and all of that. I think it's interesting because like my mom is a lot like you when she says like she feel like she cannot have an opinion against LGBT without being crucified, and I feel that same way about black women. You cannot have an opinion against about black women if it's not, you know, celebrating black women and everything. But if there's any kind of criticism that you may have for a black woman, then you're immediately canceled and you're wrong and
Yes.
the black woman is oppressed. And then what I don't understand is why all of this comparison. Like you're a black woman, but then it goes into, well, I'm a dark skinned black woman. Or then it goes in, well, we're both black people. We're both dark skinned black people, but I'm a dark skinned black woman. You're a dark skinned black male, so you're more desired than me. Like it just feels like even within our community, there's like, it's almost like people want to take away your oppression or your struggle. Like,
Right, right. It's the struggle Olympics, and we all trying to get gold. You know, like it's the struggle Olympics. Instead of going within yourself and actually see, let me tell you something. If we can remain in our struggle, then we don't have to grow. We don't have to take any accountability for our own stuff. We don't have to take any accountability for our growth. We don't have to take any accountability for the crap we do. We don't have to take any accountability for nothing because we are in the struggle. Okay? And no, you cannot talk about, like, I can't have certain political views or anything. If I were to say what I just said right now on Facebook, okay,
mm-hmm,
about integration or moving out of the talented 10 fleet. Okay, Gemini, bye. Bye. That was Gemini wanting to make an appearance. Um, if I were to say that, I'd be crucified
mm-hmm,
because there's certain very loud people, loud mouth, big voices that are called social justice warriors that feel they have the right to walk around or type around and tell everybody else how they should think, what they should say, what is appropriate. It's this whole censorship thing. You don't get
mm-hmm,
to censor me. However, if I want to function and not get drug on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, I have to censor how I truly feel about a lot of things.
mm. That's
So
unfortunate though.
it is unfortunate, but it's the reality we live in.
Yeah.
Until I was very glad to see, I don't know how many of you saw Dave Chappelle's Netflix special. If you have not seen that Netflix special, you need to watch it because he is completely irreverent, yet true. Yet he's just like, listen, this is the deal. He didn't say anything that was outwardly, it's comedy. It's social commentary comedy. And
Mm-hmm.
he didn't care. And all the critics and the social justice warriors were livid. How dare he say these things? Okay,
Yeah.
but whatever. But but as far as black women and the struggle, I mean I understand that we're tired of like basically always having to be the strong ones, and nobody sees our struggle. Um, but by the same token, we need to not be so overly freaking sensitive either and
Mm-hmm.
allow the conversation to just happen. Just because you make a comment doesn't mean that you hate all black women.
Yes.
The struggle keeps, Christy says now she sees why some people act the way they act. The struggle keeps them from facing the truth. Yes. Somebody earlier asked in my chat, how do you get beyond like the fear of living your truth? How can you get past that point?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to wrap that all into the struggle. We have to understand that we're born basically this like, you know, we don't know anything as newborn children, right? The human side. And we are programmed, our brains are programmed a certain way through television, through our family, through friends, through just life. We're programmed to believe certain things, our brain is. And in order to get out of that, you've got to interrupt the pattern, as Yana Van Zant would say. You have to basically get rid of the virus. You have to reprogram your brain.
Mm-hmm.
When I make the comments on my channel that you have to renew your mind with the Bible says to renew your mind with the washing of the word, and I take that a step further to renew your mind with the washing of your word. You have to change how you think, your physical being, and it's only your spiritual being that can do that through your mouth. Because once your ears hear something, then your mind believes it automatically. When
Mm-hmm.
you say something out of your mouth, out of your own voice, your ears hear it, your mind says, oh, must be true.
Mm.
Must be true. It is easier to stay. Also, let me go back here. Your mind is also designed to protect you. That's
Mm-hmm.
what your mind is here for, to protect you. So your mind is this great recorder that keeps all this stuff. Your mind, your physical mind, can't see the future. It can only see what's happening at this moment. And once you recognize what's happening at this moment, the moment has already passed. So basically, your mind continually lives in the past. So
Mm-hmm.
anytime you come up with any idea, you have 5 seconds. The 5 second rule. I can't remember the woman's name that came up with this. The 5 second rule. Before your mind kicks in and says, nope, you can't do it.
Yeah, I watched that seminar. She was a white lady. She did like a webinar on it. Yeah, we watched.
Yes.
I watched it. Mm-hmm.
5 seconds. Before your mind kicks in and says,
You can't
you
do it.
can't do
Mm-hmm.
it. And it'll come up with all these reasons why you need to protect yourself from hurt, pain, failure, all of that. It's easier to stay in the struggle because it's what our mind knows. We know what to expect in the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to stay there than actually break free and break the chain and break bad and be free to live our life. Because that life, you are accountable for that life. You no longer get to blame anybody else. You are
Mm-hmm.
accountable for what you make of it. And most of us, a lot of us, are so scared to step out of that comfort zone and really make something of ourselves.
Yeah.
That's a scary, scary place to be. But it's beautiful. It's wonderful. You just have to get used to it. Hey, Mocahontas.
Oh. All right, Lisa. So what else you got? You know, I'm not going to be on here 2-3 hours. We working on an hour and a half. What you think? I know you.
You know, wait a minute. You was on there for 3 hours last night, sir.
Shall I need, you know, it's dinner time now. But somebody said in your chat, leave this up. They enjoyed this, so I'd like this too. We might have to do these meetings once a month.
Yeah, we should. And Vernell said, in my chat, said the same thing.
No, that's
I'll
why I was
leave it
reading.
up,
I was
y'all.
reading.
I might cut it. We might have to cut this up a little bit too, and put bits and pieces out.
Oh, okay.
You and your feelings says Mississippi people are all good people, great souls, but the racism is nuts. Let me tell you something about that. I love to go down south because I know exactly what you're thinking about me. I know where
Mm,
I'm not supposed to go. I know who don't like me. I ain't got people smiling in my face and stab me in my back. I would rather deal with the outward racism than the covert BS racism I deal with up here in the north. Y'all smiling in my face, no, y'all can't stand my black ass.
mm.
I'd much rather know. Now I might not like it, but dang it, I know when I used to visit my auntie in Arkansas when she lived there, and there was a couple of gas stations. She lived in North Little Rock. There was one gas station that had that Confederate flag flying right there in that. I didn't go to that gas station. I knew I wasn't welcome. It made my life real simple. Went right down the road to the one that didn't have the Confederate flag. I knew it was up. I knew it was up. But I will tell you one thing. Atlanta is real nice, though. I do enjoy Atlanta. Because even if they don't like you, they do respect you. Oh, you got a new one. Malika Wells says it's her first time to this channel. Thank you very much. Thank you, Malika. I appreciate the subscription.
Yes.
Yo, this has been fabulous. We've
I
gone from
enjoyed it. This is dope.
we've gone a long way. I guess I'm just gonna ask: are there any other spiritual questions that we have just before we go? We've really run a whole gamut of things. Um, so is there anything else that we want to ask before we sign off? Cause y'all, it's 11:30 here. Sister girl here got to go to bed, y'all. Amanda,
She's been,
yes, I love the conversations too. It is difficult to have them, but we're going to have these conversations some more, aren't we, Mr. Armand?
yes, we are. I'm liking this.
I
Yes.
do too. Thank you, Miss
The
Heather,
main
for
channel
letting
needs
people know
this
about the super
too.
chats.
So,
Okay. Hey, Queen Peacock TV. Hello. Um, awesome. Armand, you mind if I just shout out my Patreon real quick before we get out of here?
absolutely not. Go ahead.
Okay, guys. So everybody, I do have a Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/Heart of Inspiration. On there for as little as $5 a month, you could be a patron. And I'm adding more content. So on my channel, we do talk. It's really a full energy, right? I believe everything is spirit. So I do a lot of astrology conversations now. I have it where you can get like lunar forecasts. So if you want to know how the new moon and the full moon are going to affect you on a personal level, I do those monthly forecasts for people. So if you go to patreon.com/Heart of Inspiration, those lunar forecasts every month, you'll get 2 readings basically, both astrologically and intuitively. Those are $30 a month. And this month, if you sign up, I will also give you a free natal chart interpretation. So if you want to know intuitively about kind of why you're the way you are, and then how you can use your personal energy to grow, that's what those natal chart readings, and that's usually $20. So go there, and I just need your time, date, and place of birth, and we can get that to you. And there's other services that I have for you as well.
Somebody had a good question, Lisa. Vicky said, I've been receiving messages from angels sometimes hourly. How do I communicate back without opening up too much?
Okay, why? Okay, I guess my first question is, why would you not want to open up to the angels? Open up to them. If you're getting messages from angels all the time, I will say this: if it's too much for you, like sometimes when there's an open channel, it's like we get all this stuff because it's like, oh, finally she can hear me or he can hear me. You can ask to have that slowed down. You can just say, hey, it's too much. Can we slow that down? So you can ask that, but open yourself up to the angels. Guys, angels are talking to us. Our spirit guides are talking to us. Our ancestors are talking to us, because it is a very critical time for us to learn how to hear the spirit, hear from the spirit realm. You guys are going to remember this day, and I'm telling you, if you guys do not know how to manifest your money, manifest your housing, manifest your food, manifest everything in your life, and live and walk by faith, be spirit led, these next few years are going to be a tad bit difficult. So we gotta get to that point, and people need to hear this message and need to hear how to get to the light.
Lisa, do you have your energy oracle?
Yes.
Do you want to pull one for the collective? I like that we have both chats here. I mean, I can see both, but I know. So you want to just kind of pull and see what the energy is for the collective group?
Sure. Tati, you asked, what if narcs are in your family? If you're open to light work, then the narcissists aren't gonna. I wouldn't worry about that. Oh boy.
Hold on. Let me see. How many are you pulling? I just want to see if I pull close to what you might pull.
I have 2, but I'm gonna pull one more.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. I hate to end it at the end, at a bad note. Christy asked, "What about why is the African American community? What's up with us embracing or being fearful of the ancestors and spirituality?" Because Christy, we were forced. Christianity is not our religion. We had a spiritual understanding and knowledge and base before we were brought here.
Well, let me say this. I think that's really great because as I was getting to my spiritual journey, like my family would always tell me, listen, Black people are now trying to get into this whole ancestor thing. And I was telling Lisa this, my mom's issue with this whole thing is it's not the ancestor part, it's the praying to the ancestor. Is kind of like, I think the issue that people are having, like in this spirituality space now, it seems as though that many people are trying to remove the word God and replace it with a bunch of different other titles, like ancestor or rock or this or that. So it almost comes across like, okay, so are we just not saying that God is real? Like for me, I do tarot, I do all of this stuff, but I definitely still believe in God. I pray to God. I don't pray to my ancestors.
So I will say this. It's I use God, that's what I was brought up on, right? I can interchangeably use creator. I can interchangeably use
Yeah.
beloved. I can actually interchangeably use the universe, because the universe to me is everything that is. God is love. God is life energy. God is this. So it is universal energy. He is universal energy. They are whatever. However, my stance on it is that Christianity wasn't our religion. That does not mean that we did not have a belief in God and an
Mhm.
understanding of the spirit realm. The Christianity as we know it now is rather limiting in the understanding of the spirit realm. And it did that, it was put that way to keep people from expanding themselves to the point where they would achieve an awakened, powerful, empowered state. It is no different than calling upon angels to ask them for their assistance.
Mhm.
It really isn't any different. Um, that's how I look at it. Now, I don't,
I just think that ancestor piece is a little tricky.
it can be. I don't think that I really embraced that until my father passed.
Okay.
Because then I had real life experience. My father passes. 6 months later, he comes to me in a vision. My father passes. 8 months later, I get this tap on my shoulder before I'm about to do something that I shouldn't do. And it was a good thing I didn't turn that way or whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? So until
Mhm.
that started happening for me, I didn't believe in the whole ancestor thing either. I was like, nah, y'all talking trash. No, it's real.
Mhm.
My daddy comes to me, my aunties come to me, my grandmother comes to me, and now that I'm open to it, now I have my great grandmothers coming to me. It's
Uh,
like amazing. So, but I don't pray to my father. Some people do, but that was the belief system, right? I just believe that God is too expansive to be so petty. That there's just Christianity, and that's the only way you can get to know Him.
right.
I choose not to believe that my God is a petty God.
Right.
We might be petty, but that's what I believe. Yeah.
So
Oh,
what
so
is? Oh,
Sagittarius says it's like because it's like praying to fellow mortals.
yes.
Okay, there we go. Now, what if I were to tell you you're not mortal? You are actually an immortal being. We are a three-part being. We are a spirit, immortal spirit, that is having a human experience in a third dimensional time constrained body that will die. This is the avatar we've chosen to put on for this lifetime. You are spirit, you are immortal. You will live forever.
Lisa, that gets too deep for me, girl. Yeah.
Yes, Queen Peacock, God has many names. Many names. Christy says she gets hung up on whether or not to pray to God only or for something else to pray to spirit guides. I think we get hung up on this whole prayer thing. I think that's what we're getting hung up on. Prayer is a conversation. Oh boy, I'm about to go somewhere. No, we can't go there, y'all.
Yeah.
Not tonight.
Let's
No, not
let's
tonight.
say that for the next. Let's say that for the next one.
That's a
Okay.
whole
So
nother thing, y'all. I'm
okay.
going too
Okay.
far.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
going too far.
Okay.
Hey, Virgo sun. Armand,
Come
I am
here.
Virgo sun says hello.
Hey.
Keza, we gonna talk about reincarnation a whole another time, child. We
Oh,
gonna
she
talk
gonna
about.
have to do that without me. I won't be. I'm not gonna be on this one. Not that one.
Yes. Okay. All right. Here we go. Well, both of us actually have the same deck, you guys. So I'll put it up for both of my cameras. This energy
What did you
oracle.
pull? I can't see, Lisa.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
going. Okay. So the first card I pulled was financial constraints.
okay.
The next card I pulled was third. It's in reverse. Third chakra, Archangel Shamuel. And then the last card I pulled was the sun.
Mm.
So, do you want me to give my message first and you give your message to the collective? Is that what you
No,
want to do?
I
Or what do
think
we do?
that I think maybe you can do the full message. You'll be probably just you could just give the whole message. No,
Why you don't want to tell what you have there?
no, I'm about to
Um,
tell. No, no, but add it. Maybe it can go with yours.
I think so. I think it will. All right, I'm going to read the financial constraints.
Okay.
Restrictions concerning money. So this is the collective, and I'm really feeling like this is going to be probably for the next 30 to 60 days or so, guys. So I don't want you to freak out, but this is collective for the next 30 to 60 days. This card is showing a safe with a little money, but lots of cobwebs. Money might be tight at this time. So rein in your spending. So those of us who like to spend money, we got to watch our spending and be circumspect about the financial requirements in your life. This is not a time to indulge. So be aware of what's really important and consciously choose your expenditures. There's a big difference between what you need and you want. This card is telling you to take care of your needs and bide your time on what you want. Things will get better, but for now, live a little bit more conservatively. This third chakra, Archangel Shamuel, in reverse. So, with these financial constraints, expect to feel like you don't have the power. Remember, I told you about your third chakra, right? Expect to feel like you do not have the power. When this card is reversed, it indicates a low ebb in your energy. All of us have been saying we're feeling like trash right now, right? And possibly a lack of purpose. Boy, I'm about done with these cards. You may have been feeling very fragmented lately, unable
Mm,
to rein in your scattered focus.
come on.
If this is the case, it's time to become more centered and single minded. You can choose to bring a greater sense of enthusiasm in your everyday life.
Hmm.
Call for the existence of Archangel Shamuel to help you harness your power and spin this dynamic center of life force expression. Gather up and direct your life force energy and bring an attitude of enthusiasm to both your goal and your daily life.
Wow.
That's good. Let me give y'all a really quick affirmation. My third chakra is open to its perfect healthy state. I radiate a bright and vibrant life force energy.
Hmm.
I feel excitement for all that I do. I'm going to type that in mine and I'll type it as a comment in yours. On
Okay.
yours. Okay, and then the final card is the sun, which is the first card. And that's a lot like the sun in the tarot, right? So let me go. New beginnings and great creativity. So, guys, let me tell you something. I don't even. This is the thing. Right now, we're feeling constrained in our finances and probably in other areas of our life. I'm going to also take that to energy. We're expending too much energy and we don't have enough in our well to expend that. We're basically giving out of deficit. So be very careful who and where you give your energy to. Be
Hmm.
very aware of that and stop giving it willy nilly to everybody and keep
Uh-huh.
it into yourself. Power up your solar plexus chakra. Power it up. Feel good about who you are. Get single minded. Yes, there is a million and one things we could be doing.
Yes.
Armand, you and I. A million and one things we could be doing.
Yes.
But we got to get focused and single minded. What is the one
Yeah.
thing right now that's going to bring us the most life, the most energy, the most joy? What is the single purpose right now? And
Yes.
then after we power up our chakra, our solar plexus chakra, then we come into new beginnings and creativity. The sun brings blessings to the earth, and this card portends blessing in your own life as well. Just
Hmm.
as the sun nurtures the earth, bringing new life in the spring and summer, this is your time for new beginnings. The onset of a nurturing new light in your life, the light of divine inspiration and personal growth.
Wow. That's good. And
Yes.
that's interesting because then after that, I got indecision in reverse,
Mm.
happy family,
Yay.
and then action. So
Yay. Yes.
it seems like it's a progression of forward
It
movement.
is.
So in reverse, it says, congratulations. This card reversed indicates a newfound freedom, indecision. You have either recently made or are just about to make an important decision. This is an important time. So bring a clarity of consciousness to your new direction, and fragmented and confused energy that you've been sending out is gone. Wow, Lisa, you see that?
Yes.
And
Yes.
now you can bring new structure to your plans and your life. You may not have known what to do in the past, but your soul has been trying to guide you all along. Open up to the potential of this time and create clear and powerful intentions regarding your new choice. Then let yourself move forward with purpose and personal power. Here's an affirmation. This is what you were talking about. I release fear and move forward with courage and trust. I have the power to direct my own destiny now and always.
Wow.
Okay, so to me, that's already going into like literally, it's a story from
Yes.
yours and then the sun, and now okay, like we've literally are at this place where like we focused in on something, and now we're coming out of that time of indecisiveness, or to me, this feels like clarity is happening now, and so now we will get to a point of peace.
Yes.
So let me see, happy family. Let me see what that says. That's cool. I like that because it shows a lot where we are right now, and then where we're on our way to. So
Mm-hmm.
happy family. The rainbow of over this happy family portends a time of joy and celebration. Close connections are available, so don't overlook fun and frivolity
Frivolity. Yes.
frivolity that a friend or a family experience can bring. The value that you find in a truly loving relative or friend brings a higher vibration to your life force. You may be distracted or busy, but remember to put this part of your life in the forefront of your priorities. If you're single, finding this card in your spread could indicate a potential meeting and perhaps a relationship with someone who has children from a previous marriage. This ready made family might bring some challenges, but it could be your destiny in this lifetime. This card may also simply signify a celebration coming up, such as a wedding, anniversary, or a birthday party. And then the last one, number 17, which is the action card. It says, this card tells you that now is the time for more aggressive forward movement. The galloping horses represent intentional and concentrated action directed to your goals. This card upright indicates that you are on the right track, but your determined efforts must increase. The white horse is interaction of spirit and thought. The black is the outer work that still needs to be done. So continue to take action and trust your intuition. In time, you'll break through and see the results you've been working so hard to create. So, Lisa, I'll let you go ahead and give us a overall what this whole thing means.
Listen, basically, this is what this is saying. Right now, all of us collectively are feeling drained, we're feeling expended, we're feeling like we just can't go on. We just have no more to give, and we don't even know what direction we're supposed to go into. We are feeling powerless in a lot of different ways right now, but we don't want to feel that way. So it's time for you to go within, turn your own light on, rev that engine up, create your own light, create your own positive vibes, create your own beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything you have everything within you in order to create your future.
Mm-hmm.
You were given that when you were born, before you were born. In Jeremiah, God said, right? I knew you before I placed you in your mother's womb. I anointed you, or I set you apart, right? And basically, I will paraphrase it, and gave you everything you needed to have in order to complete your task.
Mm-hmm.
You were already given it. So rev that engine up, start your own personal sun, get those creative juices flowing. From that, then you'll finally be able to see, once you put the sunlight back on it and you turn your own light back on, you're going to be able to see and become single minded in purpose and plan. You're going to be able to turn that power on and say, this is what, and come out of this dark space of indecision. Also, the friends and the family, the people, and it could be your soul family too. It doesn't even have to be physical family. Your soul family. God is moving people into your space to come and partner with you and to support you and to love you in honor and respect. And together you will move forward into action and to fulfill your joint yet separate purposes. That's what I got from that whole story, from all 6 cards.
Wow. This was a good day. I'm glad about this. Listen, guys, I'm about to get out of here. Lisa, Heart of
Yes.
Inspiration, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on www.heartofinspiration.net or on patreon.com/Heart of Inspiration.
Yes, guys, and you guys can find me here at the Spirit Lounge and the Armand Wiggins Show. Okay, so the Spirit Lounge is a more relaxed, centered place. Now, the Armand Wiggins Show it gets turned up over there. For those that don't know, we get into celebrity news, gossip. We do a little cursing. It gets a little rowdy over there. But then we come over here and we cleanse our soul. I needed this, so I'm glad that you were able to come on and we did the simulcast, Lisa. So we'll do this again, guys, if you guys liked it, and make sure you guys subscribe to both of our channels, please.
Yes,
Okay.
please. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I love you guys. You guys are
I
awesome.
love you all. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Hold on, Lisa.
Hold on.